Lions are well known throughout the world for their very social behavior. The effects of ecological changes on population dynamics of Serengeti lions were tested in the paper Ecological Change, Group Territoriality and Population Dynamics in Serengeti Lions. The lions studied were in a 2,000 km square area of the Serengeti National Park in northern Tanzania and had been studied continuously since 1966. The three main foci of the study were the population stasis and transitions to new equilibrium within prides, the determinants of population changes, and the impact of a lion pride's social structure on population changes. It was discovered that population size remained constant for long periods before undergoing a leap to a new level. These changes were due to a vast array of dynamic ecological variables. As stated in the paper, for a lioness to successfully reproduce, her pride must be large enough to defend food, water, and denning sites. Similarly, their territory must contain these necessities. Therefore, a rich, bountiful territory will be defended vigorously by all able members of a pride. In this study, it was found that population leaps were proportional to prey density. However, it was also found that with a large food supply stems inter-pride competition when a swollen pride splits to produce two descendant prides, both large enough to successfully establish themselves in the same habitat. The root cause of population change in Serengeti lions was found to be, above all, the weather. In seasons of high rainfall, the grasslands were rich and bountiful, leading to increases in prey densities. This would benefit the plains lions. However, the corresponding increase in the dominant herbivore grazers led to the cutting of the savanna grasses. This in turn meant fewer bushfires, and thus the woodland prides benefited from an increase in tree cover. This may have benefited these prides in several ways. For example, it would be easier to stalk and successfully hunt prey. However, after a kill is made, it would be easier to hide from vultures, which would reveal the kill to scavengers. It was found that during wetter seasons, grazers, prey, i.e. wildebeest, zebra, or buffalo, would spend more time on the plains, thus making hunting simpler for the plains prides. However, different diseases in the environment also influenced lion numbers significantly. Severe impacts were seen within lion prides in 1994 when the canine distemper virus, or CDV, swept through the Serengeti, killing approximately one-third of the lions in the study area. The red line on this graph shows a drop in lion numbers due to CDV. Using a detailed simulation model, it was found that the pride structure determines the rate of population change. Cub survival rate was a driving force in population changes, though a product of many variables. Weather and disease are determining factors of population change. These determine prey densities and thus food availability, therefore affecting cub survival rates for lion prides.